Welcome to ASHHO Cultural Community Center.
My name is Erin Jones. I am a local educator and consultant. 15 years I've been living in Thurston County, and I am on the board for the ASHHO Cultural Center.
So the reason I met up with you is we took part in your Walk with Erin, which basically, the way I interpret it is, we did a walk literally from the Cultural Center through Tumwater down to the school and turned around. Can you tell me why you do this?
So really this started because during the pandemic, my husband and I walked every single day in our neighborhood in Lacey. And one day while I was walking by myself, I had a little child, about 8 years old, follow me with a toy gun, pointed directly at me. And when I tried to ask him to put it down, he screwed up his face and he pointed his gun even more clearly at me and followed me for about 3 blocks in my neighborhood. And it was such a startling experience that I walked another hour. I couldn't come back to my own neighborhood. It was so traumatizing to have such a small child with so much visible, it looked like visible hate for me, a person he'd never met before. And I knew as an educator and a mom, I needed to come back and talk to his mom. And so I did. I went to this family's home, knocked on the door, and the little boy answered the door and he said, "Why are you here?" And I said, "I think you know why I'm here." And his mom came up behind and said, "What happened?" And I said, "Well, your son had a toy gun today and he followed me down the street with it. And I'm not here for him to be in trouble. I'm here as a parent and as an educator. And I just want him to know it's not safe to point guns. It's not good to point guns at people." And she asked him to apologize and he was not very convincing. So she asked him to apologize again. And I said, this was 2020, right after the presidential election. I said, under the circumstances, just things that we're all pretty anxious. And he yelled out from behind her, "Are you calling us racist?" And I said, "I never mentioned race." "No, I'm not." And the mom repeated, she said, "Are you calling us racist?" And I said, "Ma'am, I never mentioned race at all." And then she said words that I will never forget. "Do you even live in this neighborhood?" And I knew then this is trouble. And I also knew then any further conversation's not going to move this needle. And I said, "Ma'am, I've lived here for 15 years. I watched you move in. We live right around the corner. And I'm really sorry. Have a great day."
Yeah.
And I knew when I walked away, I was so sad. I cried all the way home, all 6 houses home. But I also knew, wait, I deserve to be here. And I reached out to our mayor in Lacey and said, I think we should walk as a community. And I think our community needs to see all of us. And he just could not get it together. And so my friend Khurshida, who runs this cultural center, said, "Why don't you do it from here? Let's walk in Tumwater." And so for 5 years and 2 months, we've been walking every first Saturday as community. And we walk Black and white and Christian and Muslim and agnostic and trans and queer and Black and white. And we just walk as a way to say to community, we all belong here. I think sometimes the worst things open doors for the best things. So when the pandemic hit, the owner here, Khurshida Begum, was cooking meals out of her house for people who were food insecure. And she was cooking so much that she needed a bigger kitchen. And Pellegrino's owned the facility that we're in right now. And they said, "Well, you can rent it for a little bit. We'll let you use the kitchen." And so we had our very first event here, my 50th birthday. We have just been hosting events and bringing people together and doing the walk and doing other events. And it's really our way to use a space to bring as many different people together as possible.
50th birthday.
Yes.
I just want to say, look at this. This is what love gives you. I'm a little caught off guard right now, but all right. So here I'm standing behind the counter, and if you could please just introduce yourself and tell us where we are.
Yeah, so my name is Azil, and I'm the executive assistant here at the ASHHO Cultural Community Center, and we are actually inside Runia Soul Cafe, which is actually the heart of our Cultural Community Center.
Just walking through the halls, as you said, there's a lot of different rooms. Each one of them has kind of a different theme. Can you tell me about that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a total of 4 rooms. And let me preface that by saying that besides being a cultural community center, we are also a catering and event center. And so we are a nonprofit for-profit business model. So we're basically a social purpose corporation. So our catering and event center is what brings in revenue for our nonprofit to exist. So our catering and event center can hold up to 200 people, and we have 4 different rooms. So Runia Soul Cafe is one of them. I wish everybody could see right now what the room looks like, but Runia Soul Cafe is actually named after Runia Ghazi. She is a family member of our executive director, Khurshida Begum. And the room is named after her to honor her legacy. She actually died by suicide in 1988. So Runia Soul Cafe is a space where we honor her story and where we advocate for mental health.
That's quite the story, and just to be able to have that as a legacy means a lot. Being a part of that yourself, how did you end up here?
Interestingly enough, so part of our nonprofit work revolves around 4 different community programs, which are community feeding, community healing, education, and community celebrations. And so part of our community healing work is we offer once a month a free mental health workshop with an award-winning speaker and therapist. Her name is Dr. Bree. And so I actually found a Dr. Bree event back in 2023. And I signed up for it on Eventbrite, and that's when I came in here for the very first time. And so I was very much impacted by that because I was on my own mental health journey. And I left here feeling with my cup so full and just impacted by everything that is on these walls. No matter where you look, there's always some sort of representation, positive affirmation. And then I kept coming back as I guess you'd call it as a customer. I came back to a couple of the cultural bazaars. And when I found myself looking for my next place of employment, I found that the community center was looking for an executive assistant. So that is how I ended up here.
Taking this place kind of as sacred ground, a part of this community, if somebody wants to be a part of this, how would they find out?
Well, number one, we are located right across the Costco in Tumwater, so right next to the Twin Star Bank. Secondly is every Saturday our cafe is open for lunch from 11 to 3. We also have a lot of free community events that people can find on our website, which is www.ashho.org.
Well, thank you very much. Is there anything that you'd love to share with the viewers out there that never heard anything else about this place?
Absolutely. So ASHHO is a place where all people belong and unite through soul food, education, and community celebration. So every single thing that we do here, it's all centered around food. And the reason is because Khurshida and everybody on our team believes that no matter what your point of view is, no matter what your belief is, we can all find common ground and come together through food.
I'm in the kitchen with Khurshida, who's kind of the heart and soul of what goes on back here. So tell me who you are and what your position is tied to the cultural center, please.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm Khurshida, and I am the visionary. Like, I had this dream probably over 25 years ago to have a center where everybody can belong and unite through soul food. We've been here 3.5 years. In ASHHO, in my language, where I'm from, Bangladesh, means to come join. But we also do advocating. The acronyms means advocating, serving, honoring humanity, and organizing for positive change in our community.
When we look at it and how it's kind of been based off of food, which is medicine in a lot of places, that's the way that we put it inside ourselves. You spread this throughout the community.
Yeah.
In an infectious way, 12,000 plus meals over the last couple of years. Can you tell me a bit more about your donations?
Sure. Actually, I started this buy one, give one, and pay it forward program right when COVID happened, March of 2020, because as a professional speaker, I wasn't going to be speaking anymore. And so I just decided, I thought COVID was going to be like for a month or two, and soup kitchens were all closed and there was no food, for people to get who are hungry. Everybody still, our family needs food, and that's a very basic human need. So started donating meals, 100 meals a week. We were up to 500 a month, and then we just continued it to come here. And so part of our first pillar in our work is to do community feeding. So wherever people need food, we make it here, and it's all different cultural foods. Everything that you eat here through catering or our cafe is the same quality of food that we also donate out into our street and street dependent folks.
Walking in, the first thing you notice is the smell and how amazing it is. You can never get that through video. So knowing that it smells that good, what do you say to the people that maybe are scared about trying something that's so culturally different to them?
Yeah. Well, when you come into the building, like just the entrance, all your 5 senses should be hit somewhere. So if it's not smell of lavender in the front, there should be, some kind of scent from the food. The reason why I decided to do catering of different cultural food in our cafe is because we want to bring comfort to the people that food is from, and also like invite folks who may not know for food. So if you're Jamaican and you're like, what, somebody has Jamaican food here, they will come, but it's also a exciting opportunity to try something new. Anybody that wants to do business with us for room rental or for catering, it changes lives. So any event that people have through our food or space changes lives, gives people opportunity for hands-on job training through our nonprofit arm, where we focus on community feeding, community healing, educating, job training, and cultural celebrations. So what we want from people is for everybody to be involved of taking care of one basic human need, which is $15 a month. We'll feed one person a month, 12 hot meals for the year. And then also we have free access to like mental health here for community healing, and then just different cultural celebrations that people can show up for. So, yeah.
Coming for the food and definitely stay for the community.
Yeah.
Thank you, Khurshida.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.